I am a complete noob. I had my mic muted the whole time I was talking to you guys. That's awesome. Way to start it out, right? Yes. Sorry about that. So again, everything I was just describing. So there's parts where the upper leg, I put some of the armor plates on. The middle section, which is a lot of sanding that's going to be done this weekend, and hopefully go to prime. We showed the finished leg, or a mock-up of the finished leg. There's a lot of freehand work that's definitely going into that. I've put some orders in for some decals that we're going to do. I've got the lights, so we're going to start, once the legs start to assemble, then we're going to start looking at where the lights are going to play and where we're going to be placing them. So today, get a little bit more work done on this leg, and then I'm going to bring the plates in, and we're going to start working on that. Okay? Get some cabling done. I've got this other door to do. I think eventually the rails here we're also going to do in the caution yellow and blacks. Yeah, it always pays to be safe, right? So we're going to go there. How you guys doing? Now that you can hear me. You guys working on anything? Getting ready for Thanksgiving? Time with the family, getting some games in. We should have some guests joining us here shortly. Today's their game day, so they're getting some stuff done. They're playing a lot of AOS today. Depending on when they end, they might join us before the end of the stream. Since my mic was muted, just in case I didn't reiterate, I'll be doing another stream on Friday. Probably late afternoon. Have some things we're going to do. Definitely not shopping. Most of that is done already. But we're going to be doing some more work on the Titan. Maybe start mocking up some of the troops that are going to go on the feet, so I can map out lighting and everything else there too. Definitely when we go to assembly, though, I'm going to have to figure out what kind of games you're playing. Talking video or tabletop? Or the physical kind? Because games are games. Nice. I remember those days. And yeah, we've got some tabletops planned for this weekend. We're looking at Marvel United. So the chibis you guys have seen me painting. We'll be putting that on the table. Well, maybe a little bit of Car Wars. I just recently got the new 6th edition. And playing a little bit of nostalgia, you know. Speaking of WoW, I was at our brick and mortar store the other day and saw that they just put out a Wrath of the Lich King board game with models of like all the heroes as board game pieces. So that might be in my future. Isn't that in WoW Classic now? Is that the part of WoW Classic? Or are they still with just the Burning Crusade? Okay. Yeah. I think my funnest, I can't even use actual words. The best time that I've had was during the Wrath of the Lich King. The story just got better. The campaign was fun. The areas were fun. The raids were fun. So one of the things that I'll be doing also this week is my stream will be evolving. We're going to give a little bit of a different look. Was talking to a Twitcher and came up with a couple ideas to better give it a better look to the page itself. So we're gonna put some new overlays on. Let's get our audio adjusted so that the music will actually play correctly and won't sound like crap. Video and lighting we have on order, so we'll see as it evolves, and you guys will be here to watch as I stumble through it. A lot of the stuff that I'm painting right now will be covered up by the where the knee joint will be. Armor plates will take some of it too, but it's a peace of mind for me to say, hey, I painted the whole thing. I'm going to take any shortcuts. Yeah. The getting a lot of this is a personal goal for me. Doing a model of this size. I've done several models this size. I have done a Warlord Titan, which when you look at my Instagram photos, hopefully tonight, I will post a picture of the mock-up of the leg standing next to an actual finished Warlord Titan, and you will see it in its grandest size. The head is complete. I've actually put LEDs in the head already. Once I got some more sanding and sculpting to do to clean it up a little bit better. So we will, there we go. Get off this top part so I can actually not take it off the screen. Lost my train of thought. So the head, yes, sorry. So the head is going to have LEDs. It has 4 LEDs in it for the eyes. I got a little bit of sculpting to do for when we drilled out the eyes. So I want to make sure everything's in there correctly and they don't just look like they're bright-ass LEDs sitting in the eye sockets. So working on a little bit of a plan to bring that back down. Once that's done, we'll actually have a stream just working on the head to go to color with it. The head is actually the size of a softball, to give you perspective. Hey, Smash Gordon. Thanks for the follow. Yes, it does make my day. You guys are getting me closer and closer to becoming that affiliate. I mean, you only go up from here, right? All right. So we need to work on that door. I'm going to mock up those lights down here around the bottom. I think I'm like 3 away from 50 followers. So let's just continue to make more content for you guys. It's nice because I mean this is what I'll repainting that. This is what I do for a hobby now, and I decided that I was doing it for a while on a friend's Discord where we were just hanging out, and I was basically mock streaming on there. They were like, "Well, you should just get into this thing." I was like, "Okay, well." It took about a year of getting the courage up to do it and hanging out, and since then I've been doing like a hobby hangout at my local store on Sundays, and getting more and more people to just like want to come out, paint this stuff, play with painted stuff. It makes the game more enjoyable. And then there's these projects that you just want to have it say you accomplished. It's like one of those, I did this. I guess what I'll have to do is I will actually start when we go do the mock-ups. I'll be using my phone, and we'll have to do it on a tripod. Because this will be the size of like almost a 2-year-old. The Warlord Titan that I painted took almost a year, a little over a year to paint, and obviously not like full on, but on and off. I wish this time I'm actually tracking hours painted, hours printed, and assembly and everything else. So I'll have full statistics at the end or in intervals. The printing process has been well over 2 months. And it's ongoing because I currently have everything below or at the hips. I have already started to print the waist and the bigger pieces. I'm starting to get to the bigger pieces, so I'm actually having to go into Blender, break down the some of the pieces that don't fit on the plate, and print them in pieces, and then do mock-ups and sculpt them back together. And by the time I'm done, my Mars Jupiter will have arrived, and I can do the whole thing over as whole pieces, which I won't unless somebody is looking for one and wanting to buy something at the cost of a used car. The shop that I go to in Westminster is an amazing shop for the amount of beautifully painted models that they have. the owner is a very, very big fan of 40K and loves buying beautiful pieces for armies, and he now has a place to display them. He has several Titans, Thunderhawks, all the big Forge World pieces, and we're going to be, once this Titan's complete, he'll be on display there for a month, and then he'll be at our store on display for about a month, and then he comes home, where he will rest and answer all my Google questions. More than likely, if we go to Nova Open, he'll be there. There's a very big Titan presence. Has always been a very big Titan presence there. We are going this year to PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia. We'll be there Saturday, and if anybody's going to be out, yeah, let me know. We can hang out, do lunch. But he will not be with me. Even though I live close by, I will wait for Nova Open for him to come out and play. All right, let's finish up with these bars here, and then we'll get the white in there for the lighting, which we're just going to muck on. That's how I do lights with Land Raiders and Rhinos, because they have the metal grill that goes over top of them. So I've always just get the light color in there. Believe it or not, the contrast yellow has been great for doing these. So I'll go in with the contrast yellow with airbrush, using it like a filter, and it'll help with the OSL a little bit. And then I'll bring up the OSL a little bit more with the glaze. And then the hazard stripes will all need to be taped out, which I'm not going to do on stream. That takes an extreme amount of time. And then once we're done there, we'll move to the armor plates for the feet and start layering things on. All right. All right. So we need a little bit of white. Or leave it toothpick. There we are. Yeah. There we go. So there's a set of 4 lights right here around the door. What I'm doing is just, we want them to be a little bit bright. Always pays to be neat when doing this stuff. Clean up middle. See, almost screwed up. uh, I my kid is not into painting so much. We've tried that. He is the definite video gameaholic. He loves that stuff. Uh, but so what I like to do, and I try to pass it on to as many people as I can. So one of the reasons I do like a hobby hangout is one, it's a peace of mind. I love the social aspect of sitting around and painting. I always have for years, right? And just getting together, BSing, talking, uh, and having the other perspective of painters, or not even to painters, but just like people in general, to come by and go, oh, that's cool, or hey, you should try this, or hey, this might work, or you missed this spot, right? And it helps. And just sitting around and doing that, and people come into the store and they're like, hey, I got an interest in this, or I want to do this color scheme. What do you think of these colors? And here, let me help you here. You know, in that way, it's my way of giving back. You know, like just being part of the community that wants to do it. But patience, yeah, I'm working with a guy now who's a lot younger, and he's enthusiastic about it, but uh, little tricks to show him that he's improving help, keeps him focused into it. Uh, Being able to have something that they can get done in a short amount of time. Like people who come in and want to do their D&D figures, so they're ready for like the next session, and they want the best of they want the best that they see in their head, right? And it doesn't always come out that way, and then that's where the lack of patience come in. All right. Let that dry a minute because I need to put another coat on after it's dry. Things we want to do. Okay. When we get the airbrush out, we're going to do the contrast in here. We'll probably pull the black out. We're going to do some soot on these venting here. Let's think where else we want that. I think that's it for now on that, and then we'll go ahead and go into the plates. So I'll start getting the plates out while this dries. Excuse me one sec. Excuse me one second. Sorry about that. They have those. We have those. We have the side plates. And the main plate is its own by itself because that's massive. Oops, sorry. Okay. So what we're going to do is not put them in the firing range of the airbrush. All right, let's go into this other coat. A little bit more here. I'm going to throw 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Okay. All right. Get the contrast colors, the airbrush. We have the airbrush hooked up. This will do spray contrast. Okay. Now the good news is you should not hear my compressor. You might hear my airbrush, but we'll see how loud that is. There. Go ahead. Be safe. Always close those pots. glaze on that bright enough on the side there. Show this coming through, and then we'll come back in with a dry brush and hit the edges that don't belong. Oh, it's great. Thank you very much for very conscientious about it. You might hear it while I'm talking though. All right. Clean that out real quick. Get okay. A little bit of black. Swirl that around a little bit. Okay. Little soot there. Gives it that carbon buildup fields. Still an engine, still running. Has to have that worn in feel. I don't like when everything looks shiny and new. So yeah, it has the vapors going. Thank you. The intent, the details are what people look for because they want to look at a model this size, and you can see it from across the room. But when you come up and you want to look at it, you want to see these little details. That's what makes people go, wow. You know, at least that's me anyway. Way too much there, but that's fine. A little bit of variety, that's all. And see something. We are using black. I can spray some of the bigger, broader surfaces. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to get to the plate here. I don't want to bore you with a bunch of stenciling stuff. What I'll do is I'll do the stencils tonight and save them for next week's or Friday stream, and we'll do the floss and stripes on all that, and that way you can see how I do the stripes. Fairly easy, just a lot of stencil work. So I want to do a little bit of pale yellow before I finish with the brush. I need to get out of my back. Figuring out where all the colors are. One second. Golden yellow. Mix. I'll color code these caps here soon. Hey, thanks for liking the stream, Frenchie. So you guys are watching on Facebook, and I'm also streaming a copy or putting the videos on YouTube also. So we're doing all three at the same time. Something I learned fairly recently. So that way, I'm going to start learning how to edit the videos and take some of the stuff for tutorials and things like that. We'll eventually look into making videos on tutorials. We're going to be teaching classes soon, just some basic 101s of miniature painting for your average player, like somebody who's just getting into the hobby or wants to do D&D, things like that. We're going to look into. Seal. Beautiful color. All right. Take some yellow. Okay. A couple drops of ivory there. Thin it. Let's see. Always add more ivory. Definitely going to glaze yellow back in. Just brighten it up a little bit more. Okay. Other side. Okay. Okay. A little bit of greenish tint to it. That's why we're going to put the yellow back into it. Afraid I did. That's fine. I'll just use this. Okay. Take some yellow. We're going to come back in. We're going to glaze that down. Then we can paint the grading on it. Before I go back and dry brush. Come back to that. The thing about glazing is that you have to be patient. You have to let it dry. You won't see the full pigment right away. I'm just using it to tint this glow back to yellow before we add some shadow back in. If you don't add the shadow back in, then it doesn't give the full effect. You just look like you airbrushed color on and it oversprayed. Biggest thing you'll see is plasma weapons. A lot of people will use their airbrush. Not a lot of people. So some people will use their airbrush just to go and it glows because it's oversprayed. But if you don't go in between those little pulsing lines and with a shadow, you will actually see more definition and the glow effect will be enhanced. So like I'm going to go in here and I'm going to use a very thin sepia. That's Armor Shade, it's the wrong one. Sepia. And go in between the panels and clean that up. So then you'll actually see each individual panel of light, and then the actual grading on that will, it's better show here, where the grading on that will actually show up better. Okay? Yeah, we do. And then we'll get to the panels, because we're going to bust out the green, maybe the red, something a little bit stronger. There we go. I hope it's all making sense. If not, always ask questions. Or this, it's very, very bright here on the screen. But then I'll take this. You'll start to see the definition of the squares. Just slightly. And without taking away the, bring that up a little bit, sorry. Without taking away from the brightness of the yellow and the ivory. So the wash is literally filling in just around the edges. That's ended enough that it's not a very hard line. Another one, because I went a little bit too light. We'll do another coat. Hey, what up? What up, man? We are working on the Titan some more. Doing a little bit of OSL or some lighting on the foot. what are you up to? Are your arms tired? Are your arms tired?
I just got in.
Ha ha!
I get it.
Ha ha! That took a minute, didn't it? Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I'm here for comic relief.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Nothing much. I just talked to my mom about tomorrow, about whether or not I'm going to go over all together.
Okay.
It's usually like I go over there for dinner and then I leave there and go over for us for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that doesn't make sense. I'm only going to eat once a day. I only eat once a day as it is.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make sense to do dinner over with my mother.
I gotcha.
A quick brunch or whatever like that. So I don't know.
I used to do the same thing when I used to go down visiting my parents. I would stop my dad's, but he would basically throw meatballs in the crock pot, meatballs and sausage. And it was like, grab a quick bite to go, because he knew we would be having dinner, elsewhere. So he wanted something to have, just to, sit and have a conversation. And then we would switch it back and forth every year. Understood.
But,
So I'm closing up shop tonight. We might actually shut down early, but I'm not getting my hopes up. And then it's the best thing on earth, man. I'm telling you. Homemade meatballs in a crock pot, some nice homemade sauce, sub rolls, and it's sub rolls from Amoroso's. Amoroso sub rolls. It's an East Coast Philly thing. Make the best sub rolls, and then Wawa hoagie on the way home. But now you got me hungry. Thanks. I blame you, Ken. Thank you very much. Yeah. No, it's your fault completely.
I'm looking forward to having a holiday.
Oh, let's get some metal in here. And I mean metal as in paint. Although I would... Yeah, you beat me to that pun, but I'm sure everybody was thinking the same thing. Man, that's huge. Like Tiny Elvis. I need the Latin name for Tiny Elvis. And we'll make a cape for it. I mean, its head's going to be big enough to put sunglasses on. We could buy, like, the baby sunglasses and put it on it. Okay, 2-year-old.
Baby.
2-year-olds aren't bigger than 4 feet, right? You tell me. I need a metal color. That is what I need. There it is. Nope. There it is. Got it. We're using thrash metal. It's got these lighting down here. It's what I've been working on for the past half hour. Where it's got like the Land Raider Rhino style grating over top of the light. So I'm putting in the grating right now. Without snapping off the rails. I've already, yeah, that's happened already. Yeah. So if you could see, there is a grate missing right here now. That came off in my hand. So that will be being put back on after the fact. Once the plates go on the model, it covers up pretty good. So the plates protect the grating or the rails a little bit. I'm pretty stoked that that's going to happen. We are super, super close. I think I am 2 follows away from hitting 50. And my Instagram is very close to hitting 500. So remember the plan we were talking about yesterday about a giveaway? So yeah, I addressed it with my studio manager, and she is cool with it.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, Ordo Master. Thanks for the follow. Getting closer. Thank you very much for that. So what the plan is a plan in progress, but we're going to do a giveaway once I reach affiliate, and it will be for a clamshell of your choice or equivalent of. If you're not into 40K, we can do other games, and we'll do a random draw, and we'll just go up from there. So as every 50 that I get, we'll do another giveaway. And then when we reach like milestones like we talked about yesterday, reaching 100, reaching 500, it will be something that's painted. Whether it be on stream or off stream, we'll be doing it. Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool. A lot of the Twitch people I talk to have said the same thing. You know, it also depends on their schedule. But right now, my schedule for Twitch is this beast. So, I would like to. Mm-hmm.
Be overly costly of you.
Right, and you know, I don't see like clamshells and stuff like that. They're not expensive. It doesn't matter. I'm not even looking to be monetized. I just want to do this. You know, like I said earlier, before you came on, I was just talking about like this is a year in the making. You know, being on Discord and just doing it for my friends to doing to all my new friends. It is technically a miniature Ordo. If you would call a child a miniature, yes. That's what we're going to go with. We've determined that he is the size, when he's finished, he will be the size of a 2-year-old. Working name in progress is, well, he reaches 3-year-old when the Citadel gets put on top. Well, I mean, hey, that's a crown, you know? We don't want him in his terrible twos for so long, you know?
That's what I mean.
Oh, you know what would be awesome? Thank you very much for that. Once he's finished, we can build a perch and have like Zuki sit on him. Oh, yeah, that's true. Never mind. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. We don't need kaiju battle with this. I'll be fine. That's great. That was a bad idea.
Then you reach over.
Scratch.
Then you reach over and snap.
Yeah. Let me show you. Let me show you how I make Chuck cry. Tweak. Yeah. We're just going to imbibe his spirit into
Ken, I'm afraid I'm going to break
the Titan. Welcome to your new cage, Zuki the Dreadnought. I have been told that getting someone to cosplay as this thing would have been cheaper. It depends on how you look at it. But yeah, the cost of this thing is, when all said and done, finished and everything like that, would definitely turn some heads. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's right. So like the materials cost is yeah, just the amount of time painting, time sculpting, and time creating, I guess would be the best word to use at it for 3D printing. Because right now I'm using a Photon Mono, and if any of you guys know 3D printing, the Photon Mono is the size of a phone. The plate is, anyway. So all these parts that you see that I'm handling have been done on that mono, and it's taken about 2 months to get all the way to the waist. The upper body is going to take a lot longer because of using the blender tool to separate parts to fit on that mono, because my Jupiter won't be here till March. I mean, I could write to Elegoo and say, hey guys, this is what I'm doing, but I'll be patient. Yeah, can you hurry up? I really needed to do full body prints. But those are the goals. So it's also how many liters? I am currently at 12 liters of resin just for the lower half. And everything is hollow. I did keep the walls kind of thick due to structure and stuff like that. I want to keep do not want to have something break after the body's together, and then I just look over and watch him collapse, and I go and cry in a corner. Especially since he'll be on display at a couple stores and things like that. We don't need that to happen, please. Okay, so again, I'm going to go back in with sepia ink and wash that over since the gray's in there. And then we're going to move on to some plates. Arrow has helped me out by letting me know that my airbrush is not loud on stream. I do want to get some color on my Daughters of Cain this weekend too. Dexter's Lab. Thanks. Thanks very much for the follow. Are you the real Dexter? Do you know DD? I watched, I'm not going to say any spoilers, but I started Hawkeye on Disney. And I really like Jeremy Renner. And it's pretty good. And then I started watching the second part to Kevin Smith's He-Man. Pretty dark. But Mark Hamill plays Skeletor, so it's definitely worth it. And I remember her name. The woman who played Cersei Lannister is Evil Lynn. And I'm sitting there watching it today. I'm like, I know the voice, I know the voice, I know the voice. And oh, it is 51. Oh, we made a goal. We made it to 50. That's awesome. Thank you guys. You guys you literally made my holiday. Now I start getting humbled and losing my concentration. Damn it. Let's try to get back on track here. I really appreciate this, guys. The show is pretty good. I love everything retro. Obviously, you can sometimes see my tattoo because I'm a huge G.I. Joe fan. Going to the retro toy shop this last weekend was just like, being that kid who walked into the Toys R Us and was like, see, I haven't finished yet. I will finish it tonight. And yes, Arrow, it is knowing half the battle. Oh, you weren't here the whole time? We hit 50, bro. Yeah, man, we hit 50. So I'm super stoked. Yeah, now I'm like, okay, now I got to set up for the next stream on Wednesday. We'll do a giveaway.
All right.
All right, I'm going to break into something smaller now. Ta-da! Plates. Plates.
Well, nice.
And I need the big plates, too. Stay. Ta-da! We're good. Thank you. Okay, we're going to need greens. Yeah, so I'm like kind of humbled right now, so we're going to try to stay focused. We still got another half hour. Not marlin green, that's the ammo green. We don't need that. No, I think we need these two. That's the colors we went with. We'll match it up to the plates. All right, we're going to mix some greens together and get all these plates here are going to be green. And then we're going to be doing stencils and decals and battle damage and weathering and everything else on these. And then the other half of the plates are red. And then we have a tertiary color. We're doing black. As we've said before, it is an Easter egg. It's Ken, you are my Easter egg. And it took me a second there, like, you do crack? What? I don't know how I got crack out of that, but I did. Yeah.
Crack is right.
Warhammer. Warhammer is the way. Miniature wargaming. That's the best that you ever make for a kid. And you'll never, ever have to worry about him out on the streets. Where's your kid at 2 a.m.? Oh, he's over at Jimmy's house. They have an epic Armageddon battle they're playing. Oh, okay. I mean, it might involve vape pens now, but no crack. Yeah, I was like, yeah, they won't pack of cigarettes or that new Primaris lieutenant. What do you say? This day, yeah, I'm gonna have to say, oh, bubble up, come on, come here, there we are. All right, base on. With this size of a Titan, it's almost like doing auto body lift. Okay, how about that? I did find out there's like basically a 10 to 12 second delay. That's it. Oh.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah. One thing about painting these models is nice. It's very large size, very big plates to flat surfaces to work with, but at the same time, ran out of paint. At the same time, it's filling in that, making sure you have your shadows, your highlights, planning for any effects that you're doing, like weathering, decals. Word I couldn't think of.
When you're dealing with a standard miniature, you can almost literally get away in some cases with,
Just your
washing and highlighting, and you're done.
Right. So like some people call that like the 3 foot rule, right?
Yeah.
If you're 3 feet away from it, when you look at it, how does it look, right? Where
a big piece 3 feet away, you're still seeing
right.
it
So
every
like
nook and cranny.
okay, so like a piece that I'm working on right now, like this piece here. First off, I can tell you that the piece that I'm painting, this side here, is hidden. This is the piece right here that you're going to see, because that's the front of the toe that sticks out, right? But to emphasize the shadow, like overemphasize the shadows, you'll put shadow up in this corner, shadow underneath in here in the cross, right? And then you'll focus your light, which you'll see me do when I go to the next color, is you'll put your focus of the light down here and down here, right? And then you angle the way you spray so you don't overspray onto this surface here, and then a pin edge here and here with a pin wash around the cross, and then I'm doing silver right now. That piece is done because even up close, you're not going to see too much back here. But peace of mind, being the painter that I am, that's fair. The sense of I know it's there, I didn't finish it right, you know, and that's me. I just call that my pride, my work. I just don't want to half-ass something.
Some people call it CD, some people call it pride.
And it being a personal model, it's one of those, okay, I can say that, you know, I did this to its completion. Will I be buried with it? Yeah. Matter of fact, this might be my urn, just so you know. Urns out of Titans.
That would be a great side business.
Oh, God. And my wife would be like, yeah, so we're in the urn business. Yep, we are. Here lies such and such. He's been interned into said Titan. Don't worry about if he breaks. And the dust cloud that comes from that, don't breathe in too deep. You realize that the mantelpiece has got to be like this epic, like Harry Potter style, friggin' like fireplace.
Completely tricked out designer fireplace. Completely out of place. Just completely out of place. Be so like, this is Winston here.
Yeah.
Winston was my favorite. Is he in a Warhammer? I'm not asking.
Yeah, don't ask questions. Just honor him.
See, I think that would be more absurd.
All right, so I got to get a hold of my will and make sure my wishes are met. But I mean, do you take him to a tournament and then go, "Hey, Chuck's here. Chuck's here. He wants to win. You got to play. You got to play." Best urn in show. His final wishes were to be his resting place is at Warhammer World in the display cases at Bugman's. Yes, the bits wagons, yeah.
That's what they're gonna do for. That's what we'll do with the urn.
So I get to ride
the bits wagon.
I get to ride in the Pope Mobile, and I get to be turned to a saint. all Sisters of Battle must, follow?
For a few miracles.
Okay. Just a couple? All right.
I think it's
part
3.
of the contract.
Yeah, I think 3 is like the contract. That's a
There be 3 miracles, no more than
miracles.
4.
Yeah, something like that. They got to perform 3 miracles, 2 turntables and a microphone, something like that.
Fair. Okay, I'm in. And then I guess the variety of your miracle will determine what Titan you get placed in. Like, you can build it so it's modular, so it's like, oh, hey, this person, he performed such and such, but last week he did this. Oh, we're moving him from a knight to a warhound. All right. You need to achieve that final level of Imperator. I keep pronouncing it wrong. Okay, so
I don't think we should, make it modular. I don't think you should have an opportunity for like up and down promotions, demotions in the afterlife.
So in the afterlife, you're saying I can't go to like a children's hospital and play Warhammer with these kids and not get upgraded? That's not fair. And you wonder why there's only 3 mirrors.
Right. You've already set your life in stone, or in this case, plastic.
Resin.
That's kind of where it ends. You don't get to upgrade.
I am going to tell my studio manager about this. This will be a discussion.
Consequently, you don't get to downgrade, which means no matter how much you screw up,
yes,
it doesn't go any down any worse.
Here's the bad thing, just so you know, okay, because my studio manager and your studio manager. We will end up getting interred together. Just let you know that. Yeah, it'll happen. Yep. Mm-hmm. You're just mad because I beat you to it. It is bad. It can be. But
oh God, it's horrible. Why would you make me
I'm
think
a realist.
that?
As we talk about being interred into a Titan. Mm-hmm.
You were going to do it yourself.
Well, when you make a business, you have to play it like, would you do this? And that will determine what level you would want to do it. Be involved. How do you sell it if you can't sell it to yourself? I mean, I know there's runs, so. It can.
You're saying lie to
yourself. No. Why would you lie to yourself? I mean, if you sell it to yourself, you sell it to yourself. You and me both know that there's a market for it. No matter what, we both know that if somebody came up with this as a plan, it would be in motion already. If it's not already out there, you know what I mean? It could happen. I mean, Gene Simmons of Kiss, there is a Kiss coffin. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they have the rest of the line with urns and everything else.
Kiss coffin, yeah, I've seen that.
And the amount of growth there is in 40K and AOS, because we can't leave that out. In GW, people, can be taken and interred in Dreadnought. Imagine making a Dreadnought statue and putting the urn in the Dreadnought. Where do you display that? Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Oh, granite.
You'd be freaked out every time you drove by.
Titan.
Every time you drove by it, it's like that cemetery is protected by the Emperor.
By the Emperor.
I mean, nobody's going to grave rob there because all it takes is like light it up too, like a motion light. It just lights up and just you make the robot noises when it comes to life. Like, all right, I'm done. I am so done. I'm out of here. No one said there was going to be a Dreadnought. All right, we're going to bring the green up a little bit on the plates. Always take the highlights up first. Bring in the shadows. Kind of like to use inks with the shadows. There we go. So like what I was saying earlier, we're going to take this. Bring the brightness up on the half of it here. Right, we'll do the same thing up here. And then the shadows will be up here and here, midway through. So it will essentially trick the eye into seeing the shadows that are on the flat surface. What time we got? Okay, about 15 minutes. So again, even though we have 15 minutes, we'll keep doing this all the way to the end. And then we'll raid over to someone who's on today. I haven't even looked yet. But we will be putting a stream in on Friday. So that way you guys want to hang out after a day of shopping. Oh. Okay. That sucked. That happens. That'll blow out. And I'll be fixing that. Okay. But we'll put a stream in. Yeah, so when you're spraying and then it decides it's going to splatter. No, not yet, not yet, not yet. But these are just initial sprays anyway. Once I start bringing the shadow back into it and playing a little bit with the light, that's when I will start to... I don't want to do that. Light will reflect off of the top corners. Okay. But so Friday will be another stream. It's an impromptu stream just for the holiday. I'm sure with everybody home, things like that, got nothing better to do and just want to pop something on, keep it in the background, listen to my annoying voice. I'll be on. So I'm thinking in the afternoon. Let's say 2 o'clock.
So when are you doing the stream? What time?
2 o'clock, and we'll just go from there. We'll see how things play out. Got nothing else really planned for Friday. Definitely not going shopping anywhere. What the hell?
I thought we were going to go camping someplace after the stream tonight.
So you've been outside, right?
Oh,
okay,
no.
That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah. Nope. I mean, if you want to go camp out and make fun of people camping out, okay. Some people got to have that PlayStation. Or whatever the hotness is going on. I don't even know what's hot right now. PlayStation, Xbox, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know either. 5
Mm-hmm.
in the Xbox, I thought was already out. I thought that was already been out for a while.
Oh yeah, it has. So, but the PlayStation still have been like. I mean, the 5 is out, but getting your hands on one is still kind of difficult. And yeah, I got mine, so we'll play some. I'm in the mood to play Zelda again, so I'm gonna probably throw the Breath of the Wild back in and play it. I still have to finish everything up. I've been trying to do all the little side stuff before I start the new one. Yeah, the green's starting to come out. I prefer those style to like I like the RPG like Final Fantasy and stuff like that. Those are nice. Mm-hmm. I'm not into the I mean, I'm into the shooter games if I'm playing with people that I know. Right? I can't if I'm not like in a party with people I actually know, then it's like not fun for me. The RPGs, they're time killer for me. So it's just like I could play it. Yeah, and we played Call of Duty. Call of Duty Black LAN parties. Yep. Yeah, those are fun.
I suck at first-person shooters,
but it's still the social aspect
really
of
great at being in a group of people with guns.
Right. And that's what I liked about again, it was a conversation we had earlier about having paint parties and stuff like that when I'm doing the hobby hangouts, right? It's the social aspect of just hanging out and painting. The same thing applies to the old LAN party. It was like you didn't have to be good at the game. You just came and you were a body filling in and occasionally got some really cool kills. To this day, I'm not the greatest when it comes to games. If it actually involves dice, I suck. But I make it look good. I went a little too bright with that, but That's fine. That's fine. We're all fine here. I'm going to be bringing the bright up anyway. Yep, Black Ops 2 was always fun. Zombies, doing just nothing but waves and waves of zombies. Halo, the original Halo, back in the day where it was like everybody had to bring a TV and their Xbox, and you could hook them all together, and then have this massive like 16-player LAN party. Or like early World of Warcraft. We used to do that. Before there was like the chat servers and stuff like that, where we would be like, we would go over to the game store. And and then we would just do PvP. And everybody would be in the same room. You know. It's crazy talk. Give me the chips. Kids got it easy these days. Phones and Discord and jeez, man. So, I remember that was a great game, dude. We had a blast with that. I do miss that one. That was fun. We did what? We did the Neverwinter Nights. We did that one together for a while. Yep. City of Heroes was always fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I ran a server for a while.
Yeah. City of Heroes, I mean, it was just good romp and stomp fun. Back in the early days of, MMORPGs, sorry. There. I got the right analogy. Bring that foot back in. We're going to be wrapping up here, but I want you guys to see progress. It works, right? We're doing something. We're making things. It's happening. Yeah. I did see the file.
Yeah,
just so you know, there is a file for making this into a Chaos one. I might magnetize the plates and be like, "Pachik!" Now we're Chaos. Welcome to the party.
You gonna do it?
That's down the road. Let's just get the model done first, and then we'll go from there. But we will continue on Friday. We're gonna do 2 o'clock. I will set up the stream schedule for 2 to Infinity and Beyond. And we will continue to get the list. Yeah, that's already a thing.
You're so tired, you think you're stuck up.
To the point where I have to bring my straw. So the straw stays in the cup you drink. You have to train yourself to it. And I did have a towel somewhere. All right, I've ditched all effort for that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get us set up for a raid. Let's look and see where we want to go. Who is on? Nikki is on. Let's go see Nikki. All right, I hit the wrong button, and let's go back. Stream manager. There it is. Raid channel. Let's go back. Never like suggest the people that I want to go to. All right, guys, we're going to start our raid. Give Nikki some love. See how she's got a lot going on. So let's see how we go. All right, and you guys, I'll see you on Friday. Thanks for hanging.